We are so excited to work with our team registrars this year to ensure that each team has the smoothest registration process possible. Team registrars have the responsibility of organizing registration for their whole team, so if you are chosen to be a team registrar, make sure that you stay on top of your game.
The first step in registering as a team registrar is that you must have an AdderPit account, so you have to create one if you don't have one already. To do that, you have to go to the main homepage for AdderPit and click Sign Up at the top. On this page, you should see your school in the drop-down menu. If you can't find your school on the list, you have to email us at atlanta@getmystified.com with 3 things: the official name of your high school, the address of your high school, and your high school's phone number. In the email, please CC your team's coach because we want to make sure the school code is not being spread everywhere in order to keep AdderPit safe. Once you do that, our registration team can add your high school and send you the school code. However, if your school is listed but you don't know your school code, please also email us at atlanta@getmystified.com requesting your school code, again with your coach CC'd in the email. School codes are case and space sensitive, so make sure you enter them in correctly. Team registrars can be coaches or competitors, but for the purpose of this account, the team registrar is going to be a competitor, so the role will be student. Now you're just going to go ahead and fill in the rest of your information. Once you fill in all of your information, you're going to have to submit the form twice, and then you should see a page that looks like this, which is basically telling you that your account has been created, but you need to check your email, which is going to have your initial password. You should receive an email from Miss that looks something like this, and now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and copy that password and go back to the home page and log in with our email as our username, and then just copy that password we have. The first time you log in, you should see a page that looks like this. As a team registrar, you should select yes because you plan on being a team registrar, and also select yes for the second question because we created a competitor account. Once you submit this form, the page that comes up is the home page, which is the most important. Here you can see a list of all the tasks that need to be completed during the registration process. Once a task is completed, there is a green check mark next to it, and in order for your team to be fully finalized and be considered a team for Miss this year, all of the red X's must be green check marks. Let's go ahead and complete the first task, so you're going to select Create the Team. It's important that you carefully type in your team's name in order to avoid typos, as it may not be possible to change your team's name once you've created the team. If your team is part of a Spirit team, please make sure to enter your team name in the format of Spirit Team Name High School Name. This is the only way our registration team can recognize which high schools are part of a Spirit team. In order to keep teams fair, please make sure if your high school is part of a Spirit team, you're following the rule where Spirit teams cannot be greater than 35 competitors. Then you're just going to select your role and submit, and you should see this message saying your team has been created. Now let's go back to the home page by clicking the Home tab at the top. As a team registrar, what you can do to make registration more simple for those on your team is to invite coaches and competitors to join your team. If you don't invite them, then you must approve them into your team before they can join the team. So to avoid doing that, we recommend inviting everyone. Let's first invite a coach, so select Invite Coach, and on this page, put in your coach's name, email address, and select Coach for role and submit. And the system will show you this message saying that the team member has been invited. We can also do the same thing for competitors. So let's go back to the home page and select Invite Team Members and add a competitor's name, email address, and select Competitor as role and submit. And you should see the same message saying the team member has been invited. If the competitor you invited checks their email, they should receive an email that looks similar to this, which has the school code and a link to register. Let's go back to the home page and go through the various capabilities you have as a team registrar. If you select Coordinate Registration, the system will take you to the Registration tab at the top of the page, and here you have the ability to change what competitions competitors in your team are signed up for. It's really important that you convey to the competitor why you felt the need to change the competition before you make any changes. However, we consider this to be a great responsibility, so please make sure that your team knows the maximum number of people that can register for each category before they sign up to avoid any issues. If you select the Registration tab at the top, it shows you what competitions you're signed up for, along with every competitor on your team. You can go back to the screen we had earlier where we had the ability to change competitions of competitors by selecting Manage Team Registration. Now let's select the Team tab at the top of the page. Here you can see the entire roster for the team, so it will be very useful in keeping track of your team's registration. On this page, you will also see pending requests for those that wish to join the team that you didn't invite. All you would need to do is click on the check or X to approve or decline requests to join your team. As a team registrar, we don't actually have any requests currently on this page, but if you do have requests, try to get them done in a timely manner in order to ensure that your team's registration is not slowed down by competitors not being able to sign up for competitions. You also have the ability to pay fees for competitors, which can be done by selecting the red X if they don't have their fees paid, which takes you to this page where you can see how much they still have to pay, and you can pay by selecting Pay Now. If we go back to the team page, you can see this action column, which will allow you to delete team members from the team. So we recommend you be very careful with this column, but we're going to cancel deleting this competitor and go back to the home page instead. On the home page, you're going to see the same checklist again that you saw earlier. Now, the only thing left for you to do is to request your coach's approval. So select Request Coach Approval, and you should see this page, where you can change your team's registration status. Basically, in order to finalize your team's registration, your coach must approve your team's registration, and once the coach has approved it, no more changes can be made to your team, which means competitors cannot be added and competitions cannot be changed. It's important that you set a deadline with your team to let them know when you will be requesting the coach's approval, so they know how long they have to finish the registration process. So let's go ahead and change our status to Request Coach Approval. This is going to send an email to your coach notifying them that your team is ready and they can approve or deny your request to finalize registration. But if they deny, you would have to request approval again, but it would keep your team's registration unfinalized. This is helpful if changes still need to be made. Once you submit, you should see this message saying your team's registration status has been changed. Once we're back on the home page, we can see that the only task that still has a red X next to it is Team Registration Approved, which means that your coach still hasn't approved your team's registration. We're going to go ahead and select Request Coach Approval again, and it takes us to the same page, but we can't unfortunately do anything else besides waiting for your coach to approve registration. Once your coach approves, your home page should look like this, where you have a green check mark for every task. This means you've done the incredible task of being a team registrar. We hope these videos have made your role of being a team registrar more easy. If you have any questions or something comes up during the registration process, please feel free to reach out to us at atlanta@getmystified.com. We're always here to help you.